Welcome to the Daily Shift. You heard that right. The Daily Shift. The show where we block out the noise and speak truth, train your mind, and help you become the absolute best version of yourself. Leo and Andrew are on their way. You're in the right place. And while you're here, take a breath. We're about to dive in. The show starts in 30 seconds. You ready? Take a deep breath in and breathe it out. Prepare for your shift.
My screen. There we are. How is everybody today? Hop on in and welcome to Real Estate Wednesday. We're talking about contracts and closings. Thank you so much, Brother Leo. Brother Leo is in the house on the other side of the desk. All right, we're going to dive into real estate, contracts, closings. It's going to be a short one today, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what it is that you're going to want to do to make sure your deals get closed. All right. So let me get the comments pulled up so I can see you guys. What's up, Jim? Good to see you, brother. Tomorrow is Bible Study Thursday. Leo and I will be on here together live doing a Bible study, and I'm excited for that. I'm going to put in the comments here, just so you guys have it, is a link in a moment. All right, cool. All right. So welcome in. Contracts and closings. How do we contract the deals? How do we close them? And how do we get them across the finish line? This is a challenge I see a lot of real estate investors encountering. And when I started in real estate in 2014, I would go out to the house, I would contract the deals, I would have a paper contract, I would send it to the title company, I would follow up with the seller, I would follow up with title, and I would take it across the finish line. And then when we got to closing, I would go to the title company and I would sign the agreements, I would get the paper folder and I'd take it home. a lot's changed since then. Most of the deals we do are virtually. Now, while I love virtual closings and while I love virtual deals, there is an element of distance that happens there. You aren't able to connect as deeply with people. And so in order to compensate for that, we have to learn how to better take deals across the finish line. A lot of my friends are doing tons of virtual deals. A lot of our community does virtual deals. We do virtual deals. And we do it by doing what I'm about to show you. Number one, when you get the contract signed, you let the seller clearly know the next steps. Now, in other episodes we cover, and we'll be covering more about negotiating the deal, finding deals, closing deals, all of that piece. But this is where that oh crap moment happens if you're newer to the business, you've negotiated a deal, or if you're experienced in the business and you contracted the deal and you're going, shoot, I got to get this thing across the finish line. I got to get title on board. I got to get all these next steps done. So I'm going to just break that down for you. And number one is going to be vital that you have a great closing attorney, a great title company who's used to doing it virtually. You know, last week, a deal that we had been working on, I noticed was getting flaky. And the reason it got flaky is because we had sent it to the title company and there was a challenge that it arose and they was going to have to move closing out 3 days. Well, rather than moving closing out 3 days, they just emailed the seller and said, we will not be closing Tuesday. And I'm like, so the seller's calling our team is calling, all the pieces are now moving, and the seller is scared, thinking we're not going to buy his house. Not scared, but he's thinking, crap, these guys ain't buying my house, all because the title company said to him, we won't be closing this file Tuesday. So understand those things pop up, and those are the things I think that keep a lot of new people from getting contracts, or once they do get contracts, losing out on deals. And this is where deals in the beginning for me sometimes fell through. So number one, get the purchase agreement signed. Purchase agreement, plain and simple, front and back, 2-page agreement. I'll put it in the comments for you. If you don't already have it, you can use our purchase agreement. Give me 3 seconds to put that in the comments. I think I'm going to put it in the comments for you. 3, 2, 2.5. Boom. All right. It's on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, go to my YouTube. It's in the comments for you. And that's the contract. Front, back, simple 2-page agreement. Download it absolutely free. Now, after that, you're going to run and get a title search. But you make sure you're using a title company, a closing attorney, especially if you're doing terms deals, make sure you're using a closing attorney who is competent, used to doing these types of deals, and used to doing them virtually, because you're not there to babysit the deal across the finish line. So you have to make sure someone is competent, able to help accomplish that. Number two, after you have gotten the agreement signed, give the seller clear next steps. What does that mean? Well, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller, the next steps for you are going to be X. You're going to receive a call from the title company. If they need anything from you, you're going to get. And then the next steps are we're going to be reaching out to you. We'll be scheduling closing, usually 3 to 4 weeks. Give clear next steps. Schedule check-in calls. Even it's called the non-update update. Even if you have no update and you're 7 days into the agreement, call the seller and let them know. If there's any challenges, let them know. And if everything's going as planned, let them know. Give clear next steps and then continually follow up. Be specific with the title company. Be specific in how, when, and where you want to close. Are you closing this deal yourself? Are you assigning this deal? Are you double closing this deal? Are you buying it on terms? Are you buying it on creative finance? Are you paying cash? All of that, the title company must be clear on. Now, you've got the contract. You're moving toward a close. The title company is running their title search. They're checking things out. They're making sure that title is good. You're told the title company you want to get title insurance, and you're moving toward a close. Now, here is where it sometimes gets sticky. A lot of times, stuff does not go as planned. That's why you're going to get good deals, because you're willing to work with the deals that aren't as easy, the deals that don't always go as planned. So how are we going to do that? We're going to look at the deal. We're going to have a call with the seller, and we're going to have clear, concise, and quick communication. A lot of other people, there's people out there who do deals, real estate investors, wholesalers, all sorts of people, and they're out there that don't communicate well. And people get nervous, sellers get nervous when they're not being communicated with. So just be transparent. If a title issue arises, I'm letting the seller know, hey, there's a title challenge. They said there's a lien on the property. Does the title company let them know? Yes, hopefully. But for whatever reason, it's your deal, and it's your responsibility to make sure it goes well, or your team's responsibility if you have a team. So maybe there's a challenge. I don't get frustrated by the challenges, because if there's a lien on the property or a challenge that comes up in title, it usually means that there's an opportunity to help everyone involved. A lot of times that's why we got the good deal in the first place, because there was a lien or a problem, and we're going to go to work solving that. Won't have time to go into it today. But that's where we sometimes have done quiet titles. We've done quick claim deeds to get title insurance later. Whole nother story. Don't do a quick claim deed if you're writing out a big check, with rare exceptions. There's a lot of different ways now when there's title issues that come up, tax problems, liens, whatever it may be, that we can now start working through that. And then it comes to closing. So contract is signed. You've told the seller next steps. You've followed up consistently. If there was any challenges arose, you've worked through them with title. Write this down. If you're taking notes, ask conclusive questions. Because what often happens when there's a title problem, when there's a title lien, is the title company might call you and just say to you, hey, there's a lien, there's a problem. Did you know it's on there? No, it's $28,000. Do you still want to buy the house? My question is always, what would it take to get the $28,000 removed? To which if they're not used to working with me, they might respond something like, well, it's just got to be paid off. I'd say, I got it. But who's it to? When was it added? So start asking conclusive questions. Now, I want to give you these two notes. Use a purchase agreement always. If you're in a state and you're doing a deal that it is an excellent deal, and sometimes sellers can get flaky on you, use a recordable contract in that case. It protects you. It protects them. Everybody wins. Now, all the way fast forwarding, we're going to the closing table. This is where the deed changes hands. This is where you are a real estate investor. This is where the magic happens. This is where we grow portfolios. You go to the closing table. Number one, make sure it's overseen by a real estate attorney so it's done right. Number two, I have a whole closing package of documents. By the way, for all of you who are going to be on with us, make sure you are on the free challenge. I will get you a link to that, by the way. I didn't even think, so I didn't have it pulled up. I didn't even think about inviting you guys to this. I'm going to be doing a free challenge and walking you through this step by step, and you guys are welcome to hop in with us. Give me 25 seconds, and I am going to get you a link to the free challenge. 23, 22, here we go. All right, so what's going to happen, 21, this is going to be on the YouTube link, again for you. When you go on this free challenge, I'm going to be walking you through A to Z how we're closing these deals. And then I'm also going to be, giving you guys an opportunity for any of you who are looking for the whole closing package of documents. As soon as you sign up for the free challenge, there's an opportunity to invest $37 and get that whole package of closing documents. That includes the letter to lender, that includes the transfer of ownership, that includes the wraparound mortgage, that includes the note, the wraparound note, that includes the whole package of closing documents, the CYA letter that, believe me, you must get signed every time, and everything you need to close a deal. All right, so go get your free challenge. Get the link. It's in the chat on YouTube, and hop in there. Here's the thing, guys. Get the free contract. Get the free challenge. Come hang out with us each night this week as we are working deals together and diving into the nitty-gritty of this business. Here's what I want to wrap with here in just a moment as we come to the end of today's episode. It's very, very important that you determine what you want this business to do for you. I'm going to share with you the closing table, what should happen, what can happen for you, but it comes down to knowing what you want this business to do for you. So you can turn 5, 10, 20 deals a month if you want to. That's what you need to build the life you desire. But ultimately, ask yourself, what life do I want to live and how much do I need to get there? Start with your freedom number in mind, because stuff will go wrong. You're going to call the sellers and the sellers don't sell. You're going to call the buyers. Your deals are going to fall apart. The title company is going to screw something up at some point. Things will go wrong. But knowing every single day and every single action you take is taking you to your desired result is the thing that will cause you to keep going through and maintain your sanity and actually enjoy this business throughout that season. All right, so you have it signed. You follow up consistently. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks later. You're at the closing table, virtually or in person, hopefully virtually. The majority of deals we do are virtually, and the majority of deals our community does is virtual. You're at the closing table. This is where the magic happens. Review the settlement statement. Review the docs. Make sure that they have all the numbers right. Make sure that all the documents are right, the checklist, the closing documents that you'll get if you join our VIP on the challenge. It's $37 and it's like $5,000 of free stuff. It's beautiful, and all the closing docs you need. Make sure you are positioning yourself for success. You sign the final docs. The seller gets any of their final questions answered. Everyone's on the same page. You get access to the house. They leave the keys at the house. They bring the keys to the title company. They give the keys to your assistant or your boots on the ground. Or if you're local, of course, you can get the keys yourself. Now the house is yours, and you're ready to go to work marketing it and turning it into a check, turning it into money. All right? So the magic is made. Yes, no leads, no business. If you're not on the phones, there's no deals to be had. But once you're getting leads, once you're getting on the phones, the hang up often happens from the seller said yes. Now what do I do? The seller said yes, I got the contract signed, but this is happening and this is going off the rails. What do I do now? What if I don't find a buyer? What if this falls off? What if this falls through? So make sure my objective, my whole desire in today's short, power-packed episode is that you have some more tools in your tool belt. You have some more clarity of the actions you take from the time the contract gets signed to the communication between here and there to the end result, which is you own the property. This is how I've done hundreds and hundreds of deals. This is how we do portfolios. This is how we continue to grow wealth over time. You're collecting deeds. View it that way. You're buying houses. You're collecting deeds. They happen to be attached to boxes on dirt called houses, and you're owning the deed, and you're turning that deed to cash flow, to appreciation, to depreciation, and to more money over time. All right, guys, make sure you are doing your calls consistently. If you're a real estate investor, if you're another business, continue to increase your client flow. If you're a real estate investor, continue to do your calls consistently. Contract the deals, take them across the finish line as effectively and as efficiently as possible, and make sure you surround yourself by the right help, because you will get jammed up, things will go off the rails, and how you respond. This is the writer downer. This is the takeaway from today's Contract to Close episode. That is, you won't be made in this business according to how you do when things are going right. You will be made in this business in how you respond to when crap goes wrong. So if every single day you're doing the calls, you're taking the action, you're moving the needle forward, when things go wrong, don't have emotional highs because you get the contract and emotional lows because there's a title problem, and an emotional high because a buyer's going to buy it and give you a big check, and emotional low because the buyer fell through. It's every day moving the needle. Contracting the next deal, you're moving it toward close. You have on your schedule, on your calendar to follow up with the seller, keeping them happy, to follow up with title, making sure they got what they need. Because most deals you do, you're dealing with motivated sellers, and most deals you do are going to encounter challenges. So expect it, anticipate it. And when you meet the challenge, don't be frustrated. Realize that's why you're going to be able to make a lot of money on the deal, because you're willing to solve the challenge that no one else does. All right? Get paid in direct accordance to the value we add to the marketplace. Keep up the consistency. I'm glad you guys are here. We'll be back tomorrow with the Thursday special Bible study edition with Leo and I. I'll see you then, guys. Bye for now.